Hi, hola. My name is Diana, and welcome to the Awakening Empress channel so that they can feel whole again. I am also a certified master Reiki energy healer, and today's video I will be discussing about embodying your entire being. That means all three of yourselves. And I will share with you, and it's going to be a mix. I am not going to go into a specific order, and maybe I will, but I will just talk specifically about the three selves: your shadow self, your human self, and your spiritual self. And for those of you who do not know what your shadow self is, that is the part of us that we keep hidden, the part of ourselves that we shy away from, the part of ourselves that maybe we are afraid of. And I am sorry, I'm like trying to merge myself into it. It is the part of ourselves that maybe we are just afraid to step into. For me, I do not, let me rephrase that, cancel. For me, the shadow self is also a very integral part of who you are. I love working with my shadow self, with all three selves, because I cannot be one without the others. And so for me, talking about your shadow self, it is in a positive light, not negative, because then that'll be a whole different discussion. And right now, I want to focus on how you can embody all three aspects of what makes you, you, what makes you unique, what makes you amazing, what makes you a star, a brilliant star. And so when we look and we actively examine our shadow self, that part that is kept in the drawer under baggy, non-fitting clothing, maybe wearing ginormous glasses, thinking that you're hiding who you are, but it's a facade. And so in order to embrace that shadow self, you have to know what it is that you're hiding. What are those aspects that are hidden that maybe you are afraid to release and bring out into the open, into the light, and not keep it in the dark? What is that? For everybody, it's going to be different. But what does that mean to you? What does that mean? Here, I'll share. I'll go first. I used to be embarrassed of my body shape. And I started off being very thin when I was growing up, obviously. And when I was a teenager, I was very self-conscious. I was as skinny as a stick. But And there's a pun intended, because my butt was big. And so that's what stood out. And I didn't like that. And then the comments that you hear. And so after I had my first child, I consciously said, I will gain weight so that one, I am not this skinny anymore. And number two, so that maybe my butt won't be as accentuated as maybe the rest of my body. And that for me took years for me to finally learn. And again, I did my own healing work. That's why I learned Reiki all the way to the master level. I'm a certified coach because I wanted help. I wanted to help myself. So this began as a self journey, as a self healing journey. And now I embody it because I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed. I don't hide my body anymore. I dress according to my body type. That I do. And there's a place, I'm going to use that word, or for every occasion, there's the right outfit or the perfect outfit. And that's what I do. I make sure that my shadow self is not hidden anymore. I work with it. Anything that I start feeling, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't. Even when I started doing my videos, I speak English and Spanish. And there will be times when I will start speaking in Spanish. And I'm like, well, what if that turns people off? A mí ya no me importa. Because if you were led to my channel, it is for a reason. So whether I speak English, Spanish, Hindu, Japanese, I embrace it. And I will attract those who are meant to hear my message. And I don't mean that in any disrespectful way, but that's who I am. And I cannot, and I will not, and I choose not to hide who I am any longer to satisfy another human being. And so that is my shadow. I work with it. I look at it always because it's a part of me, of my DNA. And so I ask you, what are you hiding? What are you masking? What are you keeping in the closet or in your basement or your attic or deep within your subconscious? What is it? Write it on paper. What is it? Is it maybe a sexual pleasure that you've been wanting to experience? Is it letting your hair down and loose and getting that drastic haircut that you've been wanting to do? But, you work in an office. You are a respectful individual. And maybe you have children and it's like, well, if I go for this drastic haircut, What are my colleagues going to think? What is my spouse or my partner going to think? What do you want to do? That is what matters. As long as you're not hurting yourself and you're not hurting another human being or a fur pet, then that's a totally different conversation. But when you want to do something that calls to your soul, that is what I want you, and I hope you choose to bring from the subconscious, your unconscious level, and bring it into the forefront so that you can become even more united with yourself. So that was your shadow self. The second one is your physical human self. That's the carnal, that's our flesh. So I just mentioned your shadow self. When you merge your shadow self with your physical body, you will have pleasure. And I'm not only talking about sexual pleasure, I'm talking about a full awareness of your senses, awakening your sensuality. You become more in tune with what your body, your physical body, is wanting to express and tell you, because our body talks to us in a way that nothing else does. When you combine your shadow self with your physical self, it vibrates, it's alive. So when we hide who we want to be, our shadow self, when we hide that, we can't be authentic because we're not being authentic. We're not. And when you merge your shadow self with your physical self, your senses will start awakening. And if you go to my website, www.theawakeningempress.com, I have a full blog on just that, awakening your sensuality, which is not to be confused with sexuality. That is different. And so when you start awakening your senses, your body literally vibrates. Why? Because you're connecting your hidden self with your physical self. And if, let's just say, maybe you wanted that drastic haircut, in the way that you're going to feel, you're just gonna feel like a different person, whether you're a woman or a man. We all have senses, and some of those senses that we have, we don't fully utilize. And that's what we have them for. We have our senses so that they can be fully heightened and not put away, not hidden. Then you're not being authentic. And now imagine when we combine that with our third self. That's our spiritual self. That's our higher consciousness. It's the most powerful of all three bodies. That spiritual self So when you combine your hidden aspects, that they're not going to be hidden any longer, and you merge them with your physical body, and then you add on top of that your spiritual self, your higher consciousness, your full awareness of who you are. It is eye-opening. It is a fresh of breath air. It is full awareness of all of your powers that you, my friend, possess. Stop shying away from it. Stop making yourself small or allowing others to make you feel small and insignificant. Because while they see your true, fullest, powerful potential, you're shying away. And we're not here on earth to satisfy another human being. We're not. We're here to live our truth, our full awareness in all three bodies, but as one. You will live the most abundant, best life because you're true to yourself. You're authentic. And you're always connected with your highest self. And that is why it's important to embody your entire being. Don't shy away. Don't keep it hidden. Your physical body can do so much with your physical body. And then you add your spiritual self. And when you're in that vibration, that high frequency vibration, you will radiate. You will attract what is meant for you, for your highest and best self. And that is priceless. The more that we address our shadow self with our physical and our spiritual body, that means that we are fully conscious of ourselves, our surroundings. We pay attention to what our body is telling us. Did you know that when you are around a toxic individual or a low vibing frequency, your body will start itching. Your body might start getting rashes and hives. Your scalp may get so itchy that you can't stop scratching. And not to mention your spiritual self. You will feel an imbalance. You might feel just your spirit screaming at you. I need you to run. I need you to not be around this person or these people or the mentality. Maybe it's the mentality. It doesn't have to be a physical person. But if you're hearing negativity all day around you, the news, it can't get no more negative than what is going on in this world. But if you focus on you, on sending out positive energy, positive vibes, positive thoughts, love, because love is the highest frequency there is, the less negativity you will hear. I do not watch the news, but I know when certain things are happening because my spirit tells me, like what happened last week. in Texas, in the school. I'm a mother of 2 young boys. My spirit was just screaming, something's going on, something's going on. And then that happens. So listen to your body. It speaks to you when you have your senses awakened. That's all I'm going to share before I get more emotional. I don't want to get emotional right now. But I'm being directed to pull 2 oracle cards. And the first one is from my favorite, the Divine Feminine. I'm just going to pull it from there. All of my oracle cards have been cleansed. And I normally only do this for myself. But lately, I've been using them a whole lot more frequently for others. Why? Because I'm listening to my highest self. I'm listening to my spiritual body. Angels, archangels, spirit guides, what message would you like me to share with my audience? Is there a specific message you would like me to share? I only take the jumpers, as that's what resonates with me. Ooh, I think that's too many. I got like 6. Just 1 or 2. Spirit, angel. Oh my God. There's a lot of messages. Just 1. Just 1. Okay. So when I tell you that when you listen to your intuition, it will not steer you wrong. And the oracle card that came out is from Hestia, the goddess of sanctuary. And it says, no matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. That's right. Everything that that I shared, embodying your shadow self, your physical human self, and your spiritual self. That's your sanctuary. Everything is found within you. It's not external. And the second card, the Joan of Arc. She is the warrior of light. And it says, I have a steel-like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. Again, it comes back to you. It comes to you, back to you living an authentic life. Not hidden, right? You don't want to hide from your shadow self anymore. You want to bring them all together because that's what makes you unique. Única. No hay otra persona como tú, solamente tú. And okay, I'm going to pull one more from the Archangel Oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue. I don't think I pulled any cards yesterday when I uploaded videos, but I guess these messages are, somebody needs to hear this message. Spirit, archangels, angels, please share with me the message that you would like for me to share. Which message would you like me to share with my viewers? Wow. And I was not going to pull these cards because I thought with the two that came out from the Divine Oracle that it was going to be enough, but no. So you got two more cards. The first one is Clear Cognizance. And this is Archangel Uriel. And it says, pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are an answered prayer. When I tell you that your intuition is always on point, this is what we've been talking about. What I have been sharing with you. That shadow self that you have hidden, that you've been wanting to release and bring out into the light. What does it say? Pay attention to those thoughts. Your unconscious thoughts, your shadow self. Bring them out into the light. Start talking about it, journal about it, and see how you can mix it in with your three selves. In the next card, it's the moon cycles, Archangel Haniel. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations, and capitalize on these cycles. I love working with the moon energies. If you follow me on IG and TikTok, I give so many tips on what you can do for the new moons and what you can do for the full moon energies. And so maybe this is a sign for someone. Pay attention. Use the moon cycles to create your best abundant life. And I will share one more thing. And it is my journal. It's available for sale on my website. And this journal was created for my clients. And it's a daily journal, and it's to help you awaken to your best life. How? By releasing, awakening, and connecting to your highest self. So I want to thank you for watching. I thank you for liking, for sharing, for subscribing. If you put a comment down below, I will send you Reiki energy. You don't have to put exactly what it is that you want, but you can put a phrase or just thank me and know that I will be sending you Reiki energy. I wish you love and light, and I will see you in the next video.